going on, everybody? My name is C4. Welcome back to the channel. And today we're here for year 2 of our Jax State Dynasty here in College Football 27 in collaboration with the actual Jax State Football program and their Dynasty Challenge, which you can find out all the information down below in the pinned comment, where essentially if you win a national championship with Jax State, fill out the forms, you'll have an opportunity to win some really awesome prizes. Again, we really appreciate them reaching out and saying, hey, C4, we think you're the perfect guy to show how it's done to bring a national championship to Jax State. We are now here in year 2, and I'm feeling good. So I did also want to highlight that the presentation of this series is going to be like a hybrid approach. I streamed all of year 1, 3 nights last week, almost 15 hours in the evening. It was awesome. I absolutely loved having you guys, hanging out with you guys. You guys helped me with the play calling, in-game adjustments. You helped me with the transfer portal in the offseason. That was awesome. And then I got to this week, and I was like, all right, when can I get that 3 block of nights that we can stream year 2? And I was like, it's probably not going to happen this week. We have some other cool stuff that will be happening. So I was like, all right, well, maybe in 2 weeks' time. But like, did I really want to pause this series for 2 weeks until I could find time to stream it? No, I feel like that kind of messes the pacing up a little bit. So a collaborative effort. We may have year 2 and year 3 that will be presented like this, where I play it offline. Then we'll be back year 4 because I have time to stream in the evenings. I will guarantee there will be another full season streamed. I just don't know 100% if it'll be this weekend, if it'll be next week sometime. So to keep the series up, we will do a little bit of offline so that we can still play with Jax State. Because this is all what I want to do. I've been down here in the lab, and all that's been on my mind is year 2 of Jax State. What are we going to be able to do with this program? And I don't want to act like we're not going to win the national championship this year. But if we're being real with ourselves, this is probably going to be a at least 5+ year dynasty. And if I just kind of paused it and waited until I could find time to stream it exclusively and then bring it to YouTube kind of all clipped up and stuff like that, we may be going till December. So I think kind of finding that balance between offline and live streams is going to be really my trajectory for any dynasty that we do like this going forward. So I hope you guys are cool with that. So Jax State, year 2, what do we need to take a look at? We'll say, looking at the schedule here, you know, we got divisional opponents, familiar faces. We have this was the generated schedule. We got Baylor, UAB. They actually scheduled UAB in South Alabama. It wasn't me. This is like, if I leave, it would tell you if I made a custom adjustment. So that is cool. But I do like, and I know that if we were streaming this, everyone would say for this FCS, can we get Auburn? I think we have to take out Auburn. And I think, you know what? I would say I think we should go on the road just to get the full. But you know what? We went on the road last year in year 1. How about Auburn comes to the Amherst Stadium and maybe, just maybe, we can get a little bit of home field advantage as a difference maker. Let's be honest. I thought, based off of our pretty good year last year in year 1, that we would have a couple 3-stars that would have us as maybe not first, but like within their top 5. And the sad reality is that is not going to be the case. This is going to be another year where I think most of our big gets in the recruiting cycle are going to come via the transfer portal. We're going to try to find the best 2-stars. I'm going to focus primarily on that Alabama pipeline. We will also, when applicable, not just go straight from pipeline, but maybe look for the 3-stars that are costing 0 NIL. Now, I don't know how many of those exist. We got a couple of them last year, and a couple really, really nice players, especially on the defensive line, which I'll show you guys here in just 1 second. But for an example, there are guys that are low. I really think anyone between 0 and 10 could potentially be up for grabs. But we only have 350 initial scouting hours, so I don't want to invest too much. I think we just kind of go for the sure things. We go off of archetypes. I like contested specialist. I like speedster at wide receiver. And let's see if we can get aboard probably around a dozen players or so. I'll tell you right now, looking forward, we have a couple really, really budget-friendly 0 NIL players. But if I could go from a play style, we need power. We need power in the backfield. And Jalen Theodore from New Jersey at 232 pounds with a playing time deal breaker. And he's an athlete. That could be very interesting. Let's say, look at a tight end. Tight end is a position I would really like to go after an affordable option. There's only 2 3-stars that are $0. One at 6'3", 209. One at 6'6", 257. One of those is not like the other. So we're going to see if we can make some ground here on Washington. Who, proximity to home, that is a great deal breaker to have. So here's the initial board that I got. 13 targets. Most of them are Alabama players. We got a bunch of 2-stars, couple 3-stars. That's where I want to use my recruiting. Obviously, with our current school grades, you don't want to stretch yourself too thin with 3-stars. Ooh, McClatcher, 6'3" with 96 speed. That'll do. Nothing else is too crazy. Lower man than you expected, but we can go chase after that. We have Mangrum at 5'11", 206. Pretty undersized for a linebacker, but has the athletic profile. Destiny Dijonette from Georgia. At least we have a little bit of a pipeline there. 95 acceleration, 80 zone coverage. Oh, baby. 10 on AL. So like, that's expensive for us. That is not zero. But you like to have a couple expensive players. And that guy looks like, oh, there's going to be, you know, we aren't going to really have the luxury to put 50 hours on a lot of players. There's a 50-hour player. We have Washington here, the tight end. Really the only, 74 speed. He has 87 acceleration, though. Okay, it's like an interesting, that's an interesting looking player. 78 short route running, 73 mid. Catching's not the best, and he's not really a blocker either. That's kind of weird. For like our skill position guys, I want to at least get speed. We have Ralph right here. 93 acceleration, 2-star from Toledo. 95 speed. Okay, that will do for a speedster. Speedsters are where I tend to try to go for 2-stars because contested catching specialists don't tend to get overpowered till you get up to the 3-stars. I feel like when they're 2-stars, you get contested catch specialists, but they're like 6'1", 199 pounds. But you get to the 3-stars, and then you start getting the guys that are like 6'5", 200, and actually kind of build like that. We have a speedster, Marcus Bickler, who's a 5 NAL, so very affordable. 94 speed, 94 excited. He's a gem. Ooh, we only had, well, you know, that's kind of meeting our average. We had 2 gem players in last year's cycle, I believe. And if we can get 2 here, maybe 3 or 4. We have Benjamin at quarterback. He's a dual threat. He's from Alabama. That's really the only reason why I have him here. I think transfer portal is where we're going to have to likely get a lot of our quarterbacks. 2-star quarterbacks are going to be way better than what we can recruit right now, but let's get a little look-see. He's a dual, oh man, we might have to cut the list. He's a dual threat with 78 speed, 77 acceleration. He does have 90 throw power, which is nice, but like this guy's more built like a gadget wide receiver that you'd eventually move to quarterback. I'm going to be honest. That's probably, you know, we're at 13 targets. We could shade that one off. We have Jalen at Tandor from New Jersey. Oh my God, 83 speed, but he's 232 pounds. I want a power guy. The amount of times the Lando Gini wasn't running people over, like that's the element we need. So we go, oh, it's a gem, 93 acceleration. What is that build? 5'11", 232, 93 acceleration, only 83 speed. He's an athlete, so he could be one of those guys that might be like a pass rusher or a linebacker, better suited for that position. But we now have 3 gem players that I'm feeling pretty good about, and then every 2-star, for the most part, is just like pipeline-based from Alabama. So I feel pretty good with 12 targets. I think we had a good balance here. I'm optimistic. Even our 2-stars look kind of nice. Malik Silverman, 2-star from Alabama, 0 NAL. We're just kind of making up numbers. Look at that. 76 run block, 81 pass block for a 2-star. Rest of the other stuff doesn't look too good. We got Chevy Graves from Alabama, 6'7", 80 run block, 79 pass block. If you don't, I mean, even 73 pass block power, 78 pass block finesse. That looks like a great left tackle for a 2-star. Stockton also looks good D-tackle. 2-star D-tackle, 6'6", 270. Could be a guy that we moved to pass rush. 86 strength, 81 acceleration, 74 speed, but he has 82 finesse move, 84 hit power, 79 pursuit. The tackling, block shed, power moves are not great, as is the awareness. But that's a pretty fun 2-star. Our AD expectations have been set for year number 2, and outside of upgrading our facilities, which I've kind of put on the back burner, we have to win more conference games than last year. We have to win 6. That's actually not very easy. We're not getting much of a goal in terms of the NIL Dynasty points. 75, that should be more than that, I think. And we have to win 25% of our home games this season for 50 NIL bucks, which I think we definitely can do that. Now, in case you missed the offseason stream, I do want to show you guys our starters going into this year pretty quickly. The worst thing about college football, making long-form series content, in my opinion, is you can't get sentimental. Any of the players you fall in love with, are they going to graduate eventually? Because that's just how the game works. That's how college works. So they leave via the transfer portal, or you're going to get guys in the portal that are just so much better. You have to play them over your OG guys. Like at quarterback, we have Terry Walker here. I think a big reason why I'm fine making this season an offline season, I don't think the gameplay is going to be particularly good because there's just so many limitations for Walker as a passer. Like, I think he'd be a higher rated running back than he would be a quarterback right now. So it's unfortunate. Like, I don't know how well we're going to be able to utilize our wide receiver room. We got Destin Hill. We got the 6'8" DeAndre Johnson, who was our leading receiver last year, over 1,000 yards. We gave him all of our NIL budget to ensure that he finished his college career at Jax State. I actually thought, most people actually in chat thought he'd go to the NFL. But we got like Hamilton. We got some great wide receivers. I just don't know if we're going to be able to utilize these guys. Even at tight end, Mason Minnie's one of the better tight ends in all of college football. But with our quarterback limitations, this could be a run-the-ball type year. And last year, we had the Lando, Geeney, and Savage were kind of our 1-2 punch. Savage had the speed. Lando had a little bit more power. But in the transfer portal, we went out and got Ansu Sano, who's pretty much Derrick Henry. You know, there's a pullback for you. The state of Alabama hasn't seen a guy like this since Derrick Henry. 6'2", 250 pounds, with almost 90 speed, 91 acceleration, 91 agility, 92 change of direction. Like, you know, we want that speed and power that we had last year. That worked out. I like that. We as a team building community, we're like, this is the balance we want in our backfield. We just went out and literally got two better versions. Sano actually has power for short yards. And then we got this guy from the Bulldogs, Georgia, Dwight Phillips, 95 speed, 97 acceleration. You know, I just don't know, unfortunately, where the guys we fell in love with are they're gonna be here. They're not going anywhere. But unfortunately, you know, if we want to take this team where we think they should go, you can't, unfortunately, be too sentimental. We got to get our best players out there. But look at this, man. We got Kyle McDonald recruited last year. Not too often you get this was a late 3-star that we just, low NIL. We were trying to be aggressive to go get him. 79 rated as a true freshman. That is great. I'm also terrified. What is, I mean, he's playing time. That's a really good deal breaker. We might not have to be too scared and worried about him maybe wanting to leave and go somewhere else in the offseason. Defensively, we also got a lot of big-time improvements. Donovan Woolen comes over from North Dakota State. Wesley Gross was one of the top 2 players from our recruiting class last year. We're going to get him on the field, even if he's not a higher rating. I think his attributes speak for himself, and I think Wesley Gross and Gabe Fowler, those are the 2 bells of the ball of our recruiting class last year. I always want to feature those guys when we can, and they're both outstanding players. Gabe Fowler, this was a 3-star budget, relatively speaking, NIL. This was the only guy we really invested heavily in NIL because he was Alabama, local guy. It would be cool to try to bring him in. Great deal breaker, too, playing time. He's going to get all the playing time he wants. But another 77 rated freshman that I'm excited to see. We completely rejuvenated the linebacking core in the portal. We get Murgott. We have Max Sanders returning. We get Bradley Shaw. I think he came from Arkansas. And we have, you know, those guys are going to start for us. So we get a lot more athleticism at linebacker. The secondary is completely over. I don't think we have a single corner from last year's roster here. We got Macho Stevenson, Xavier Mincy coming over from Alabama, Arnold. We have Malcolm Ziegler, former, I think we didn't get him from North Carolina, but I remember him from College Football 25. This guy was one of my favorite corners when we did our North Carolina Dynasty. Able to get him 6'3", 92 speed, 93 acceleration. You'll love to see that. We got Mark Woods, who was our leading INT getter last season at 6'4", homegrown guy here at Jax State. He's going to return and be our starter. But there's just a lot of turnover. You can't be too sentimental. We had to put the best team out there. I just have no idea what this team's going to look like as a passing offense. So bear with me. There could be some growing pains. Game 1 of the year is at home against the Baylor Bears. And if you know that I'm a Florida Gators fan, I don't really want to lose to DJ Lagway. All right, here we go. Game 1 of year 2. We're going to be playing the full game of our big games, and I think of games that I expect as an 80-rated team that we're going to be overwhelming favorites. I think those might be more, you know, I'm not necessarily saying play the moments, but it might just, you know, there'll be a little bit more sim-based so we can get through the season. But big-time games, we got Baylor circled. We got UAB in the Battle of Alabama. Like some of these games, South Alabama, Auburn, they require our full undivided attention. And I think starting this year out with a win over Baylor, I don't know if Baylor has what it takes to contain our run game. Is known about Terry Walker. Came in as, it's fair to say, we blind scouted him. He was like the only quarterback that was available that looked like he had some arm talent to him. We did our scouting when we could, but, you know, get ready for a lot of runs. Let's see what the speed's like here. Oh, man. There's a chance, man. If Dwight Phillips plays to his speed, we may have a Heisman contender on this team. I'll leave it at that. If you're telling me I legitimately have a running back, oh, boys. It's going to be a long year. Out of conference play, you know, this is undeniable speed that against the Baylors, against the Auburns. Dwight Phillips is like the fastest guy on the field of really good athletes, right? Like, you know, Baylor's always had that reputation of recruiting fast players. But I think when we get to CUSA play, Phillips' speed, he's like a different species of human being when he's out there. There we go. Big time sack. And it's Murgot, the transfer portal, get at linebacker. Stunted on that play, confused Alagway, and now it is 3rd and 17. All momentum with Jax State. Opening drive touchdown. And the defense playing like this. Well, he got nothing. Oh, he's pretty fast. Look at that classic DJ Alagway. Takes a knee. Gives up. We get the ball back. The Baylor defense has woken up a little bit, and we now have a 3rd and 6. Johnson going deep. We're going to look at Destin Hill, maybe Mason Minnie at tight end. We're going to go to Minnie. Gets matched up on a linebacker. Decent throw. We got a little arm on our quarterback here. Walker almost 90 throw power. It's a good read. Oh, I got to bring that in. Not a great throw. I mean, we looked at his passing accuracy stats. It could be a struggle. I think finding consistency as a passer could be tough. We just got to find that pocket. We'll take the points here. Good stand by Baylor's defense. Now, Ripa at kicker. I don't know how he didn't win kicker of the year. This guy was one of the best kickers in all of college football last year. When it brings up on 3rd and 1, they go for the deep pass. Relatively on a Taz Williams. That is an awesome name. But the second stand by the Jax State defense. Our defense last year was so good for like 80% of the year. Our defense was so good that it completely altered how I called my plays. Like, I'm usually a hyper-aggressive play caller with my teams. Like, we were settling for field goals. We were comfortable punting the football because our defense was so reliable last year. And Coach Kelly got them playing out of their minds again here against Baylor. Can we make it 3 for 3 on scoring drives? We're going to try our best to pass. I think it's going to be a tough year. I don't think DeAndre Johnson is going to love his decision not to go pro. I failed him. I think I failed him with our quarterback.
Here we go. Ready, go.
Punt. How about that? I don't know if that was a design. That didn't look like a design run. That looked like a broken play. So a big TFL. Oh. Yeah, DJ Legway still has 99 throw power at the end of the day. Draylon Miller is still a very highly rated wide receiver. They're going to... This wasn't going to be a shutout performance type game. Ooh. Kind of wish there was free agency. College football. Oh, fellas, we messed up. We're going to have like all quick yak throws. Oh, there we go. The blitz on 3rd and inches. TFL 4th and 2. And Baylor's keeping the offense out there. Can we force a turnover on downs close to midfield? It is another run. Oh. Good play call. They got to get points here. They want to try to at least tie this thing up before halftime. We caught that? Oh, what a hit. The clock is burning. Come on, boys. Ben, don't break. This is going to be a run. It's not a run. The good thing now is we have the athletes that I feel like we can man up against teams and not just be like, we have no answer to speed. Nice PBU there. I think we just stayed man. One more stand. I think they will take the points if they don't convert here. I don't love linebacker on a tight end. Oh, it just got worked. Oh, it doesn't even matter. If you watch the end of last year, this game kind of looks familiar to that. You know? Who's going to step up and make a play for Jax State? Who's sick and tired of being a passenger here in these last couple performances? All right, look at this. Our pass right, we got a guy just laying on the ground. I know Baylor's good. I know Baylor has higher rated players than us. This is a winnable game. We got to come out and figure it out in the second half. I will say, this is not what you want to say game one of a season, but the 300 NIL we paid DeAndre Johnson to not leave via the portal. It's going to be really nice to have those funds. He's a senior. Back in the bank account to go get a quarterback. So here's not to say Walker won't find into a rhythm here. You know, I don't see when we're going to complete our next pass. That's kind of the reality right now. 3rd and long, like Baylor's just selling it, like making us throw it. They're not going to let us run the football. Like, look, just... Oh... Boys, this is... Yeah, we're in for a long year. We were in for a very long year. We all kind of doubted Caden Creel at quarterback near the end last year because he didn't have the arm talent, noodle arm, whatever you want to say. Not my words, your guys's. But man, oh man, it was nice that he could, like, complete passes. That was cool. There we go, DeAndre Johnson. It was a foot race. First big completion. 4th and inches, C4s, and we got the 250-pound Sano, the human bowling ball. We need an inches. God damn it! Break here in the 4th quarter, 3rd and 5, but Baylor's been aggressive. They've gone for it more than not on their 3rd downs. No pass rush. All passengers on this defense. This is just a team that has a quarterback versus a team that doesn't have a quarterback. You know, I really do think we have the roster that can compete with Baylor right now here in year 2 of this Jax State Dynasty Challenge. We do not have the quarterback. As soon as Baylor started stopping the run, this game was over. Now, people want to stop being passengers on defense, and we can force a turnover, force fumble, high hit stick, an INT, something. Maybe that could spark. But 3rd and 4, I mean, they've been automatic on 3rd down. Here on this drive, can we find a way to get the go? Direct stab, come on! Huh. You know, let's go with the 2-star freshman. Here we go. Sano botched the C4 special. Wants to make up for it. But it's shocking that having a quarterback that just doesn't have 50s in his accuracy might actually be what we need to do here this season. Did not think year 2 we'd have a 2-star freshman quarterback as our best passing option, though. My bad on that. Oh, Ernest finds DeAndre. Dude. Our quarterback battle's playing out. And I think we might have a new quarter, you know. It's not a controversy. I really didn't like our quarterback situation coming into this game. But having a quarterback that can complete passes, that's a pretty good thing to cross off on the checklist that we just weren't getting with Terry Walker. We still have all of our timeouts. We're going to go for 2 here. We did hit an onside kick last year, but I think with our timeouts... Oh, he breaks it in. 3-point game. I think we play defense. There's a flag. That's going to be holding against them, I think. Let's go. Back them up. Go DJ Lagway runs. We wrap it up. A loss at 2. Coach Kelly's defense might get us a chance. What are they going to do? Make us use our final timeout, or are they going to try to utilize DJ Lagway's cannon to end the game here? They're throwing it. And he dropped it. Jax State's getting the ball back. What can the 2-star freshman do? Ernest. Hey, Vern. Oh, man, we got to have some Ernest punch. We got plenty of time as long as we're getting first downs. I'm not gonna lie, I thought that would move the chains a little bit more than it did. There we go. Mason Mini. Beautiful. What do you mean first down? Clock stops? What are we talking about here? I mean, for our kick, I mean, we don't need to get a touchdown, and we can get 15 yards. Oh, we had that. That was close. No fear. Let's have Hill. I want Hill run a slant. See if we can get him matched up against a linebacker, and the O-line can give us time. Oh, that's going to get jumped. You know, this is one of the most physically gifted quarterbacks in college football, and we had to find out our 2-star freshman in the 4th quarter was probably our best option at quarterback. We weren't prepared for this game in that regard, and the right team probably won, unfortunately. But Ernest is going to be our QB going forward. And I think once we get back to CUSA play, we should be fine. But especially that Auburn game coming up could be rough. And I mean, truth be told, athletically speaking, not a huge gap between Terry Walker and Ernest. Like, Ernest can move, has some mobility. Throw power, 86 versus 89. And then when you get to the accuracy, it's like, all right, Ernest has 72 versus 69 mid, 74 versus 67 deep. We lose a lot on throw and the run, but, you know, look at the drastic difference in throw under pressure. You know what I'm saying? Like, the reality is, Terry Walker, as a freshman, there's a good shot I might just move him to running back next year. Can I play him at running back? Basically, I can't off the depth chart. Like, I bet you he'd be into the 80s as a running back. But Tristan Ernest is more my style of quarterback for this year. We're going to see if we can, you know, losing to Baylor kind of tempers our expectations a little bit, but we're going to see if we can win the CUSA with a 2-star freshman. So our recruiting board is starting to take shape here. I think there's a couple we might need to consider. We have Mangum at linebacker. Again, really, really undersized. Looks good, but Cincinnati's kind of picked up their interest a little bit. They're not a crazy pipeline, but you know, I think about where we can do our work in the portal. Linebackers and wide receivers are probably the 2 best positions, most populated positions in my experience. Corners as well, that like you can get cheap 2-stars that are going to be really, really, really good. And in terms of linebackers, I really want to commit getting DeJohnette as our primary guy for going for an undersized linebacker. So I think those 35 hours for Mangrum, we'll take that. I think another player it's got to be a tough one, but we're going to try. I think Tulane, They do have a better pipeline, but I think if we up the hours for Bickler, I think if we hit Bickler with a 50, I'd rather get him in because he's a gem. So we'll get 50 on Bickler. We're now number 1 on Theodore. We got number 2. Like, both these 2-star tackles look real good. So I kind of want to up our hours on both of them. So we'll go 25 on Silberman. We'll go 25 on Graves and see if maybe that can get us up to the number 1 spot. Potentially, maybe. And we'll just throw 5 here on Stockton at D-tackle. Looking at our schedule here, we, valiant effort against Baylor. Found out a lot about our quarterback room. We got UAB, Auburn, and Alabama. 3 Alabama matchups. These are proving grounds where Jax State is in the hierarchy of Alabama schools. Auburn's going to be, especially with our quarterback situation, that's probably going to be very, very difficult. But I'd like to think UAB and South Alabama get a little motion here. Right, we go on the road, Birmingham, Alabama. I don't know the geography of how far that away is, but it's a rivalry matchup. And then I think once we get into CUSA play, we're going to pick up the pace a little bit with the season. I was thinking play the moments, but with Ernest at quarterback, I think if we do any sim on offense, it could be bad. We have a 63 rated quarterback. So I think maybe there could be some just, play offense only and kind of pick up the pace once we get back into CUSA play. Because it is kind of looking, unless we shock the world, which it could happen, and I hope we can tell that story that we can shock the world with a 2-star freshman quarterback. This year might be a placeholder year until we can get a quarterback in the portal. That's going to be a game changer. UAB Dragons, Jax State Gamecocks. On the road, rivalry game. This is a great statement for what we try, because the goal of this is not only to win a national championship. The goal of this series is that against the UABs, the South Alabamas, the Troys, the Auburns, the Alabamas, Jax State ends this rebuild as the premier school in the state of Alabama. And baby steps can be achieved here, year 2, by handling business over this next 3-game stretch. Opening drive for UAB. They are moving the football pretty well, unfortunately to say. Oh, no. Huge hit. Uncle, I must not have done my proper scouting report. I didn't know UAB's offense was a juggernaut. Jesus. I don't think we stopped them once. I think it was just straight conversion all the way down the field. Boys, we got a good offensive line. We got people movers on our offensive line. We got to be moving these people. Based off of what I see, this could be 4-down territory. 4th and 7. See, it got me out, like... Can we get Caden Creel back? There was a level of comfortability we had it with him at QB that I miss right now. It's going to be a long season, fellas. There we go. We get home with the sack. And it is the freshman Gabe Fowler opening up the account. Local kid. The belle of our year 1 recruiting class, making an impact as a freshman in his 2nd ever start. But will it matter? We have to get off the field. Oh my God, please. I mean, again, apparently, if you watched our last stream, I had probably 9 dropped INTs. Have not still figured out how to catch INTs in this game, but we'll just call those... nice pass breakups. Defense does their job. Oh, baby. This is our offense. If we can get hat on a hat and let our athletes... we got a high school offense. We have to make it, so we just give the ball to our fast guy. Every time, man, we got to find some element of a pass game. I mean, that's the botch job, is that we invested so much NIL resources into, we brought DeAndre Johnson, 300 NIL. We brought Mason Minnie, really good tight end. We get 2 new wide receivers. And we forgot the most integral part is like all these shiny toys on offense. You don't have a quarterback, You're going to have a bad time. 4th and inches, we're going to go for it. We went with power last time. It didn't work with Sano. We're going to keep Phillips on the field and see if we could use that speed to our advantage. And boy, oh boy, he can't. Keep feeding him. How. Second sack here for Fowler on the inside. They're not double teaming him. It's not showing a lot of respect. I mean, UAB was also another school that was trying to recruit him. Like any 3-star Alabama players, UAB, South Alabama, they're right with us and trying to attract these kids to their program. And there's definitely another reality where Fowler chooses UAB over Jax State. We want to make sure, give him validity. He made the right decision here. But he's a freshman. There's going to be growing pains. He's not going to dominate. He's not going to take over games. We just need the flash plays. 2nd and goal. I mean, if they run and don't get this, I don't know. Something weird could happen. But we got it. Oh, he's wide open. Oh, when he bring the blitz. We get home. There's no time. Come on, fellas. Make them mess this up. 5, 6, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. What a stand. Jax State. Terrible clock management by UAB. But that is huge in this rivalry game. All momentum. And we get the ball to start the second half. Play action slants. Ooh. Think that'll work? Think they'll bite on that? Do they ever? And then we get Phillips to the second level, untouched. Human pinball machine. What's that? Roughing the passer? Gonna be holding again. They're gonna decline it. I think we probably just take the points here. But you know what? One thing that just looks weird optically is not having DeAndre Johnson as our wide receiver 1. I'm so used to having him align on my left. That's honestly disrespectful. The NIL determines who's the wide receiver 1. So let's put him back out there at the X. And honestly, I'm going to try to target him. It worked last year. It's got to work this year. Oh, it was close. 49-yard kick on the road. Oh, did it go in? Let's go, doinked in. That risk gets stalling out again. 3rd and 12. Phillips Jr. the backfield. I mean, if we can get him one-on-one, he's going to have the speed to be able to take off, move the chain. And well, so many new faces coming to the portal. That lack of chemistry just showed up there. Oh, how did they recover that? No! And we go to DeAndre Johnson, middle of the field. Trade touchdowns with UAB. That should be the dagger for Jax State to get their first win of the season. That's a great throw by the freshman quarterback on the road to make that adjustment. See the matchup, trust his eyes, trust his receiver. We've been the better team. This scoreline's going to flatter UAB a little too much for my liking. There we go. That'll do it. And the first win of the season in our first matchup against a fellow Alabama school. A nice bounce back. Makes me think if we had Erneston at quarterback against Baylor, would that have resulted in different? Would we have not wasted the first half? But Dwight Phillips at running back is the game changer we have. It's the game changer we need this year. Our run game is going to be what takes us far. I'd like to think, like, you know, we get plays like that. We start to build the confidence with our passing offense, find what plays work. But for the most part, we're going to have to be probably like 60-40 running the football, if not more this season, to really compete in the CUSA. But maybe Ernest will continue to surprise us. Statistically speaking, touchdown for Ernest, no turnovers. Love to see it, but a $196 and 2 touchdowns for Dwight Phillips was huge. We had 22 yards and a receiving touchdown for DeAndre Johnson. And on the defensive side of the ball, a couple sacks. Fowler and Campbell still waiting for our first INT of the season. Week 3 against Auburn, let's just give it our best shot. And this feels like a good game to bring out the black alternates. We are going to shock the world in year 2. We're going to do so in style. Auburn coming to our house, kicking in our door. We got a remote, we got a little motion, a little momentum from beating UAB. UAB's the start. Auburn is the measurement. We lost in style against Auburn last year. Let's see how we've improved. 3rd and 3. I think there's going to be a lot of aggressive play here. I don't think this is a game where you just, let's go the ebbs and flows, punt it when we're supposed to punt it. We need to play this game like a, we've weird. No. One of these days, Jax State's got to have a quarterback with a cannon arm. I make that pledge to you. I will find one. That was separation there. We just, you know, that's 86 throw power on full display. We had a DJ Lagway or a Dylan Raiola, which that's definitely out of our price range. Like, we had full wind up and our wide receiver had a full 2-yard step and it was gaining. If we could have put that football in front of that wide receiver with a cannon throw, that's a touchdown and shocking Auburn. Fumble! Ball's out, and how are we not recovering this, fellas? Back-to-back weeks, we've done the hard work and fumbled, and we haven't even sniffed on the recovery. At least we're setting the tone. Coach Kelly's defense setting the tone. This is an Auburn offense that's averaging almost 500 yards a game. Got to make him respect us. No free lunch. I mean, they might. I don't know. Is that a stand? A chance to get a turnover on downs. We're going to go aggressive. I think this is going to be a run. Bring up Shaw. He has some SEC experience. Oh, we bring the blitz, and he gets it off. Man. Oh, come on, dude. We had the turnover. Well, let's try again on offense. Man, they know what we want to do. 3rd and 7, we're going to have to get a couple throws here. Go our way. So the tight end's jumped. Pretty nice drive going on here. I think we're touched. I don't think there's sympathy points. I don't think kicking a field goal at this spot, unless it's like, 4th and 20. We need touchdowns. We got to try to shock the world. We're not here to make it respectable. We're here to land haymakers when we can. For that. We're close to getting something. And we run it in with the running back. Beautiful. And Jax State lands a body shot to the liver. Not a knockout. We didn't really stumble them yet, but they felt it. Give me some throw power, man. I have to almost like apologize to these receivers. We recruited our butts off to get these 80 rated wide receivers come to Jax State. These guys are winning. We just... Oh, DeAndre Johnson! I take it back. Tristan Ernest. He's finding a way to make plays. What a ball. Every bit of that 86 throw power. Clean pocket. A little bit of a duck. But a 53-yard. And that's DeAndre Johnson doing what he does best. This might be chucking up the DeAndre Johnson time. Quarterback proof. I'm learning. This guy is quarterback proof. He's like DeAndre Hopkins in his prime. You can have a revolving door at quarterback if you put the ball in the stratosphere of 11. He does stuff like that. That is 3 games into the year. 3 straight touchdown games for DeAndre Johnson. Do we go for it? I feel like this is a go for it. I feel like this is at least, I'll burn a timeout if it looks terrible. But can we get DeAndre Johnson? We got Phillips, the wide receiver. So you think, I think it's one of those things. Did they line a linebacker up on him? We can get Phillips. I think we go for this. I think we go Phillips, the running back. Right at the line. Wow. That was perfect coverage. A lot of throw. Sometimes it's just not a whole lot. They're still running no huddle. Grow up. What are we in high school? You looking at the sidelines? Put the microchip thing in your helmet so you can talk to your coach. Oh, great. No biting on that. 3rd and goal. If we can get a stop, I'm sure they would probably kick it. Come on, boys. One more stop. One more stop. Show we can play. Show we can hang with them. No, they picked on me, but it's a bad throw. Out of bounds. Bend, don't break. 3rd and 17. We need a big-time player to make a big-time play. I'm going to have Mini go with slant as... I don't know if we have enough time to get that out. So we have 3rd option. DeAndre Johnson, top of the screen. I just have to trust him to make a play. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Every time he justifies the $300 NIL price tag. What a touchdown. DeAndre Johnson is Jax State about to have a 1st-round draft pick. This is against... this Auburn's good again. Auburn are not bottom dwellers of the SEC. And he just throws him off like Marshawn Lynch. What a touchdown by DeAndre Johnson. And Jax State leads. Pending the kick. Let's go. 4th quarter. 1-point lead. Jax State against number 20 Auburn. In 7, what can the defense do to make it tricky? That Murgot does not bite on the QB run, and we force the punt. We're not doing that. We are failing. Come on. I mean, we got to get DeAndre Johnson going. You don't get that big catch by Johnson and then be like, oh, we're not going to target you on our got to have it drive. Right there. Oh, my. How fast was that? And who's hurt? Is that my quarterback? Oh, no. No, no, boys. That was First of all, from that D tackle, that was out. They got Nick Fairley back there in Auburn? Oh my, holy, that is disgusting. Sometimes you just gotta tip your hat. That was absurd. 96. I gotta see, like, is this guy like just a juggernaut type guy? 96 on the D line. Tavian Gadsden, 87 rated senior. That was truly disgusting, sir. My hat off to you. That, like, scheduling Auburn's fun. I almost would rather Alabama at this point, just so I don't have to go against this no-huddle offense. Man, this is brutal. I mean, it's replicating real life. It is not fun to go up against in real life. It is double not fun to go up against in a video game. Wow. Well, we got time. Ooh, we stopped the two-point conversion. Still in play. Touchdown. Gives us the lead. Four down territory. We're going to try to get some mesh, some high percentage completion. Here we go, Mini. Of course, it's 4th and inches. That's... I don't know why college football is always that game that gives you inches. It never gives you the first down. But it doesn't matter. All right, going up against a ranked opponent with a 2-star freshman quarterback. We are giving it our all. Oh, what a bit of tough grab. This quarterback's limping. Look, he's literally holding his hip. He is in pain. Oh, he cuts back, though. I can say that should have been honestly a touchdown. But we'll take the big gainer. Oh, dude, you can't. That just took way too long. I mean, the fact that we're running any play, and it's not just like, how do we get DeAndre Johnson the ball right now? Oh, close. 4th and 5th. We got to go same play. Same kind of play, but I think what I want to do differently is maybe go Mini, who has the best hands on our team, and just, if we can get back to our second option, it looks like we can get a first down. PI? PI? We got life? Let's go. Would have been nicer to get 1 foot down, but I think we put a little too much mustard on that one. Ball on the 16. Oh no, we got Terry Walker, the backup. No, the backup quarterback is in. Oh, this is not, it's not ideal. Oh, why? What? Why? We didn't even get hit. Why have it end this way? With a quarterback that's Ronnie Brown. Put an Auburn ref. We have the Wildcat quarterback in here, pretty much. Yeah, this sucks. We're at the end this way because our 2-star freshman that gave us a chance against Auburn, wear and tear built up. What a shame. Brutal, man. Absolutely brutal. If Ernest is still in there, you know. Brutal. Brutal, 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 brutal. We'll be back. We'll get a quarterback next year. We'll meet Auburn. It'll be different. I promise you it'll be different. Now, I'm going to be honest. The state of our quarterback room kind of has me window shopping a little bit as to what names. Can I familiarize myself with the names? And I didn't know, actually, you could get a sneak peek at the skill caps just by looking at the rest of the roster. That is new tech, new information found by me, because I was like, all right, well, we got Daniel Casey, Iowa. He's 95 throw power as a freshman. Some of these freshmen, if they have good deal breakers for us, like a playing time deal breaker, they may be some of the top names in the portal. But any of these freshmen, these guys are going to be 4-star guys. So that's going to be where we reinvest that $300 that we get back from DeAndre Johnson going to the NFL. So this guy looks sick. Carson Jean-Francois, 95 throw power, pretty good skill caps. I mean, 4 for accuracy is not the best. Mike Nix is even better. The 76 freshman for Tennessee. If he has a playing time deal breaker and is buried on a depth chart, Mike Nix, 89 speed, 90 acceleration, 95 throw power. If we see him there, it might be worth dumping like any of these quarterbacks. McClain from Nebraska, Castell from USC, Perez from Penn State, Crouch for Texas Tech, Jacobs with just like no skill caps for accuracy, no skill caps for his power, and he has some decent mobility, 82 speed, 85 acceleration. Incredibly unlikely. We are window shopping, well above our price tag, but let's maybe it could happen come portal time. We see a name that's familiar, and we get one of these studs. I wanted to get out of this Alabama stretch of 3 games 2-1. That is still in the cards as we go and welcome South Alabama, who've yet to win a game. I think beating UAB and South Alabama, and almost to the very end, taking it to Auburn. It's going to go. I feel a lot better than 1 and 2. I'll say that. Matchup, was Ernest going to be ready this start? We know he's not 100%. But I think the opportunity for him to maybe go against like level competition. Every game he's played has been a war. Now we have an opportunity here. South Alabama looking for their first win. Maybe they're not that great. This could be a get-right game for the offense. Maybe find some plays that we really like. Maybe run the score up, but let's keep some balance. And this could be a good game. I think the inverse. I think when it's like a tough game, that's when we need our running backs. You could maybe make an argument in a game like this, the games that we're going to deem somewhat winnable, maybe we try to run the football a little less, just purely out of, I think we can win through the air, and it leaves and limits some of the wear and tear on the running backs that we might need for the bigger games. But then also, to counteract that point, that play happens. We still want to utilize our studs, our fastest players. South Alabama does not have speed on their defense to contain 20. Oh, he got it. Great tackle, but we got the big play, the splash that we're looking for. Let him finish it off, man. We need the touchdowns to boot. He can't just be all yards. We really want to make 20 a Heisman contender. Oh, another big run. Can we get a second rushing touchdown for Phillips? He might be getting tired. We might have to bring out the 240-pound. Might be closer to 250. Sanu, oh, that is your job. We did not get nearly enough through your face. Run it through your grill football. That's what Sanu is supposed to be able to do. Unfortunately, gets stopped there, but we bring back in Phillips. Jax State starting to pull ahead. Oh, defense. We are moving towards play of the moment. And Marco Woods led the team last year in picks. Gets his 3rd in 2 seasons. Oh, there we go. DeAndre Johnson keeps his touchdown streak alive. A touchdown in every Jax State game. Gonna monitor that. I want to try to get one every single game all season long. There we go. There you go. That's going to be PI declined. Touchdown, Jax State. We bring out the 240 to 50-pound, undetermined. The jackhammer. Sanu comes in, and we don't even need him. They're getting out of the way. They don't want to be on the tracks when Train 30 comes through. Right past the Mason Mitty, the tight end. Wouldn't mind finding him in the end zone here soon. Wide open, a layup. Destin Hill at Jax State. This might be the most points we've scored in a game now that we end the play calling duties on defense off to Coach Kelly full time. And we end up going 2-1 as we try to establish, I think, solidify. If you're looking at the food chain of Alabama football schools, we are ahead of UAB, and we are ahead of South Alabama. If this, at bare minimum, that's how we left. And I think we're probably is a more fair statement to say we are closer to Auburn than we are maybe to these teams. But 45 points in offensive explosion. Ernest, 3 touchdowns. Had that 1 pick. Not the end of the world. Buck 19, 2 touchdowns for Dwight Phillips. Sano finds the end zone receiving. We got DeAndre Johnson involved. Destin Hill, a yard shy of 100 yards with a touchdown. And on the defensive side of the ball, interested to see Coach Kelly's defense. Fowler and Woolen getting some sacks. We got that INT by Mark Woods. First INT of the year. Now that we've kind of handed over play calling duties, I find that convenient. Cam Houston's up. Week 5, another home game, and welcome to the wood chipper. We have got to crush these guys. Oh, and we're off to the races. That's a fast linebacker, but you get what you pay for in the portal. We didn't spend much, but we spent definitely more than probably most of the CUSA teams. Dude, it's literally not fair. Platinum Shifty, I think is what we got. And we got like 10 speed on every like second and third level player. And that's what happens. I'm not saying nothing. I'm saying we have a human joystick in the backfield. We're going to use it. But the reality is, for us to legitimately make Jax State into a national champion, the primary goal, the ultimate, what can I achieve in our first offseason goal that we all did as a community. You guys, half the guys we got in the portal, you guys suggested for me. You guys gave me the scouting report. Is we're gonna have to have a couple years beating up on CUSA teams. Like, just even from the standpoint of raising our school prestige, to making it so we can have more recruiting hours, to making that we can, make that leap to start having 3 stars with top interest in Jax State. And the only reasonable way, realistic way for us to achieve that is we gotta, 7, what do we got last year? 7 wins? Like, we need 9, 10 wins every year minimum. Oh. Not on the same page. That was a... Threw it before DeAndre Johnson made his cut. So it's the 3rd and goal. Maybe pass this one in. We got Mason Minnie. He's looking for his first touchdown. Could be it. Oh, we made us hesitate. It's a fumble. No. No way. The score wasn't what it was right now. I'd be real mad. And we'll just keep a spot on that Heisman top 5 warm. I think it's inevitable if we can keep this pace. And more so, if he holds up. The wear and tears are already starting to flare it up a little bit. And in conference play, first big test. See if we're ready. And it's more, is the CUSA ready? Because we're done with our Alabama road trip. We are now looking at what happened at the end of last year. I was genuinely furious with the last stream that we did of year 1 for how bad I played, for how bad we performed. This is a motivated team. We're not going to let that happen this year. Our losses are over with. It is now time to win out. And if we keep feeding that running back, we might have a Heisman contender on our hands. It's going to be the first of many. I'm almost going to... We don't win it every week with Dwight Phillips. We did something wrong. Our game plan didn't go to plan. We're not quite getting Heisman, but we're going to be undeniable soon. Now, I will say Nico almost knowing how much we've ran the football and how well we've ran the football, a quarterback being right there with us, even with a game in hand, it's kind of nuts. Dude, and look at Nico's passing numbers. What is going on at USC? We get 1-3 New Mexico State up next. They're averaging 33 points a game, so their defense is not playing well at all. And our offense is as hot as it's ever been this whole series. Drive going here. Oh, tight end. Mason Mitty. Oh, he was a broken tackle away from finding the end zone. And untouched. Phillips finds the end zone. I don't know if anyone's catching Nico for Heisman, but I think my goal is get him to New York. Oh man, this is brutal. We can't lose. Can't lose this game. 3rd and 13 on a. I mean, it might not be fair to say it's a gotta have a drive and then just sack, fumble. My God, dude, we are. Who would have thought New Mexico State would cause us more trouble than Auburn? Hopefully they play prevent defense and maybe we can sneak a couple touchdown drives in. Because, I mean, the way they're playing right now, almost like it doesn't matter. We go to Mason Mitty, the tight end. We pull one back as the third quarter ends. But can Coach Kelly's defense find life here in the fourth quarter and give us a chance? Oh, quarterback run! Let's go! Get in there, Ernest! Ernest goes to the end zone. Rocks the baby to sleep. One more stop defense, please. Yes! Oh, that's a dumb sack. Real dumb sack to take. Gotta lock in, gotta lock in, gotta lock in. This has potential. DeAndre Johnson. Let's go on the slant because it's bad. You know, it's not bad. It's inches. Of course, they love the N inches. We got to work for it. Here we go. Break a tackle. Keep the clock running. Make sure this is final possession. I mean, the question may be, do we go for 2? I think we're the better team. So I feel comfortable this goes to overtime. That our slow start. We got QB run again. I mean, we could have just went DeAndre Johnson. Trust the legs. And we're going to go to the running back, Phillips, and it is in. The running back through the air has led a game-tying drive, and we're going to overtime. And we get a pick in overtime. Score, and we win. The wheels have fallen off. I mean, I like our kicker so much, I would just take the points. Okay, that was stupid of me. You know, I just feel like our quarterback needs to wake up a little bit. Let's just have him get hit. Oh, my God. This is terrible. Run the ball. Just run the ball and kick it at this point. Two terrible, trying to lose the game type plays. Feed the running back, and it's and inches because, of course, it is. But a 33-yard field goal will get us where we want to go, which is 4-2. Try to ice our kicker. He's icing his veins. It is up. And Jax State avoids the trap game. Does feel like, though, he's the blueprint out on how to stop our run game. New Mexico State can have that type of success. I think there's going to be other teams in the CUSA that's, you know, well aware of what we want to do, how we want to win, how we want to move the football. I mean, 86 yards feels Didn't feel like 86. I'll put it that way. But I did want to highlight on Coach Kelly's defense, Malcolm Ziegler, the transfer, getting that huge interception on New Mexico State's first overtime drive. That's game ball to him. And we get our first hard commit, the 3-star Jalen Theodore from New Jersey. Ooh, do we follow it up? We do with Marcus Bickler, the speedster. Adding some speed doesn't always have to come from the transfer portal, and we're looking at a good spot to get the 3-star corner McClatcher. I'm gonna be honest, now we're getting to a point where it's like, let's start working on our second wave recruiting, and with like really the hours, I'm gonna be honest, I'm going off the information when it comes to recruiting and looking at a player's playing time. So we have Ralph Wright, who we did scout earlier in the cycle, 6'1", 95 speed. I'm gonna see if we can come back. Duke's gained a little bit of ground, but I think we kind of all out, get into his top 5 this week. We should be fine. But look at this. Out of curiosity, this guy, the 2-star Courtney Hull, is A playing time grade. C+ to an A. So is this like a cracked 2-star? At Delaware, week 7, they're 1-4, 0-2 in conference play. Don't fall into the trap. Playing on the road as big favorites is not a condition we've handled well through this rebuild. I feel like we have definitely been a team within the context of the CUSA. When a trap game could happen, it's tended to happen. Now, that doesn't mean we lose, but games that are supposed to be easy end up being a lot more competitive than they need to be. We could be in store for that one here in Delaware. But if we can let our athletes do what they need to do, maybe not. Too much speed. It's... Get that guy in the portal. 2-star running back from the Georgia Bulldogs in the portal. An absolute cheat code. Dude, it's not fair. It really isn't. Oh, baby. Hey, but DeAndre Johnson, no, they're unstoppable in this conference. Oh, my God. It's God. Go. We might have to take him out after this. It's got to take him over 200 yards into the first half on HEISMAN. Ah, come on, man. Trying to get some passing rhythm going. Fortunately, that's the downside of trying to be aggressive. Oh, can we get that? Oh, no, we almost can do it all. This is bad. We're like straight up just trying to find a rhythm. We got up so much that the second half was like, all right, can we figure out our passing offense here a little bit? And it's been so bad that they're literally getting back into the game. That's how bad our passing offense is. You can't even experiment when you're blowing a team out on the road. There we go. Go up and get it. DeAndre John, he's good at least for one of those. Oh, did he stumble? Oh, is that an injury? Looked like he pulled something or popped a tire. But the touchdown streak stays alive. That's what we needed, man. Could have been a trap game. Not happy with the pass offense. Happy we got something at the end, but Dwight Phillips continues his absurd year. How much longer are they going to deny him the Heisman conversation and a trip to New York? We land our #1 recruit, Destiny Dejournette from Georgia, the 3-star gem linebacker, 96 acceleration. And we got ourselves another one. So we are now into our second wave of recruiting. We got, I'm going to be honest, the simplest approach is kind of like what I mentioned before. I was just looking at like who had the best playing time grades now for 2-stars. And we actually got a couple guys that are A+. Now, some of that is due to, our lack of position numbers. I'd like to also think, because there was other guys that weren't A+ or A-. There was a lot of C's and D's that maybe we found a couple value 2-stars that we might be able to snag at the end of the recruiting cycle. Week 9, we get 3 and 4 Liberty, who, if we're going to give credit and say something nice, even though we've won 4 in a row, Liberty can't move the football almost 400 yards per game. There we go. That's what we need. First play of the game. Let him know. Oh, why'd he slow down? What was that? Does anyone know what that is? Is that the game just trying to be like, hey, we don't want to hurt him on purpose. Stop abusing this man. Oh my God, snatching ankles again, and he just 2 runs. Keep it here. It's only as, I can't just show you this. There's got to be skeptics. I haven't changed a single difficulty thing from the 15 hours of gameplay you guys saw last week streaming. We literally have a cheat code. Top of the screen, let's see. Keep the touchdown streak alive. Oh, yeah. Man, abilities really are the big thing. I saw when I was through the off-season stream upgrading, I was acknowledging abilities are good, but I would oftentimes just get excited and try to chase the next big speed, acceleration, whatever type boost. But like having abilities, that is really what separates you on Heisman between, speed can only take you so far. Sometimes just DeAndre Johnson being in the zone and being better matters. Ready to get Sanu getting some reps here too. Especially once you get up, 2-3 touchdowns. Let's try and preserve the running back a little bit so we can be here many games a year, especially come bowl season, especially come championship time. Second goal, maybe just chuck it up to DeAndre Johnson. I think that's what we need to do here. Top of the screen, DeAndre Johnson here in the red zone. Oh, that's good cover. I mean, again, as many times as that works for us, we're not going to get it every single time, and I think it is time. See what we can do. 4th and goal. Sanu, C4 special. Can he make it count? And yes, he will able to, and it is a 40 bomb for Jax State at home. Let's take that to the house. Run the score up, but more importantly, get the passing game some confidence. Gone to poop once we took a certain someone out of the backfield. So that makes me feel like we need to capitalize on having a one-of-a-kind running back that we do right now. We got that role. We found that diamond in the rough. And I think as long as we can keep 5'10", 187 in the game as the season goes on, wear and tear is going to be a problem. But like we got, I mean, look at the difference. Literally, the same schemes. I ran the same runs. We get our final 3-star to commit, Miles McClatcher at corner. Signs the dotted line. So taking a look at our remaining schedule, we have 3-5 Missouri State, 5-4 Western Kentucky, rivalry game against 5-3 Kennesaw State, and the Middle Tennessee at 4-4. So looking at our schedule, we've kind of beat up on some of the easier teams in the CUSA. If we're trying to use and look at this as a gauge, I really do think maybe the final 3 games of the season were always going to be our 3 toughest conference games. In terms of the conference standings, we are tied atop with 6-2 FIU Panthers. But one thing, look at the point differential. That is very much standing out to me. 113 in the green. The only other team that's, there's a couple teams. Kennesaw State and Wesky are right there. We have done it. At least got the invite. Dwight Phillips is now on the Heisman shortlist. Oh my God, we got to stop throwing that. That is like the most common pick we've thrown is that short throw across the middle picked off by the middle linebacker. Oh yeah. Man, we run duo. That's probably our best run play. Uh-oh. Phillips with a, ooh. I'm going to be honest. -5 change of direction, -5 speed. That probably still doesn't give Missouri State a chance in a sprint. So I'm not saying, I mean, maybe we got to have Sanu kind of tote the rock a little bit more here for the rest of this game, but bruised knee. Yeah, you come back when you're ready. We won't rush him. I'll fit that in. Mason Minnie, the tight end, goes up. And that is an NFL draftable tight end right there. That bought into the Jax State project. Let's go, Sano. This is your time. Look at that patient run. His best run of the season. Come get it. Touchdown streak means something to me. Did you see the chicken dance? The angry fighting chicken dance? Oh, man. It's the false sense of confidence that so often just put it in the stratosphere and Johnson gets it. That dumb throws happen. That's on me. My bad. Look at who's coming into the game. The Lamborghini here in the third quarter. Oh, man, it's just... To be honest, we have good running backs. Maybe not cheese running backs. We have good running backs, and they're... No one can replicate. Oh, you know, there's such a drop-off right now. Man, Lando running angry, man. He's upset. His spot on the depth chart. Look at that. What a ball. What a ball. That is a 63 overall quarterback putting that on a rope for Destin Hill. That was right after Missouri State score. That game could have got awkward if we couldn't get points on this drive. Killer instincts shown by the Jax State offense. That's another good win. You know, don't like the way we finished, but luckily we did enough in the first half. And that's actually our first quarterback player of the game all year. I think the fact that our stud running backs both were injured at halftime has something to do with it. Luckily, they weren't serious injuries. It was more wear and tear. But definitely concerning that it's hitting at this point of the season, right as we're getting to really the toughest stretch of our schedule as it relates to conference play. Ernest, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks. The run game was, you know, Sano actually looked pretty good. Made the most of his opportunities here in this one. Receiving 87 yards for DeAndre Johnson. Or, sorry, 67 yards. All right, take a look at this recap here. We got 3 touchdowns, 2 picks for Ernest. Not the best game, but again, he's 63 overall. We're trying our best. Our run game was a revolving door here due to injury. Sanu made the most of his opportunity, though, 80 yards. We had 67 yards and a touchdown for DeAndre Johnson. Hey, for the kids out there. Destin Hill, 50 yards and a touchdown. Mason Minnie gets on the board with a tutty. And on the defensive side of the ball, 2 sacks by Marquise Hood. Bradley Shaw getting after it as the defense played pretty well, especially in the first half. We cash in with that victory, though, our second 80 expectation. So we get 3 bars of job security and $75 to the NIL fund. FIU's not slipping up. They still have top position in the conference standings. And now we get Western Kentucky, who is 9th, second to last, but that 5-5 record overall is tied for the 3rd best record in the conference. This is about the game and week that we started to lose all of our momentum last year. And we spiraled and we snowballed. And it just felt like the wear and tear added up and all of our players' ratings just went in the dumps. Turn around, play basketball. Got to find a way. 3rd and 17. DeAndre Johnson gets separation, but the offensive line can't keep the D-line separated up from our quarterback. They've already had huge wear and tear, and it's still the first quarter. 3rd and 18. Throw it up to your guy. Oh, and he grabs it! Mosses him! That is an injury there to our freshman guard. Not all good news on that play. Oh my God, why did we... Like, what was that, dude? Layup. Just... That should be nothing but net. Why, the overthrow. I'm sure it's something to do with his 60-some deep accuracy. We're going to spring out the kicker. 54-yard field goal. That is good. There we go on the board. Leave the first half with something. But, man, Western Kentucky came to play today. Oh, my God, ball is out. That's an actual fumble. I don't think we can even challenge that. Trap game, trap game. Feels like it'd be a good time for DeAndre Johnson to fire up that touchdown streak. You know? Oh, it hits his hands. You gotta bring that in. Help out the quarterback. Come on. Tight end. Scramble drill, please. Scramble drill. Now we gotta set up the kicker 59 yards. But if we had a little scramble drill and someone tried to make a play there, that would have been awesome. Oh, we hit that as good as we could. And it's good. 59 yards from Ripa. Oh, the defense gasses out. Lesky finds the end zone. We need a touchdown on this drive. What a throw. Gives us a chance. 4th and 3. Another long field goal. I mean, let's trust the coach. Oh, I thought we shanked that. I mean, unless we're going to get PI, I think it's going to be a hold because... Oh, roughing the passer? Oh, that's a nice bailout right there. But you know what? I'm going to make a QB sub. Right now, it's like -5 throw power. So, I think there's a shot here that Terry Walker might have a chance to be of use as a quarterback. 3rd and 6, 4-down territory. We make it easy for him. Just throw it up to Johnson. Or tuck it and run. There we go. Moves the chains. 1st down. That'll do. Oh, how do we not? Was that close? We can't even. Do we challenge that? Do I just trust DeAndre Johnson somehow got a foot in on that? I mean, that before it. We might get something there. I don't know. Touchdown! Challenges work! Let's go! Oh, we need it. Okay, we're gonna go stick. We still have 3 timeouts. We'll play defense. We're gonna hop in. We'll take the headset back on defense here if we get this, or regardless of result. What a throw by Walker coming off the bench. Then he flicks it out to the running back, and we are tied at 17, trying to avoid the trap game loss. I'll be honest, fellas, from a recording standpoint, this is my final game of this session. So, Now, if you watch my streams, you know that we kind of fizzled out as I got tired, as I got a little sleepy McNappy. We're playing really well here. Here we go. Get home with the sack. Didn't get a number. It's Fowler, the freshman, going for a fish. And he's got hook line. It's a big one. All right, 3rd and 12. I'm going to use one of my timeouts. See if we can get the ball back here. I hope we didn't give them time, though, if they can convert this. It is a surrender run. Give me the ball back. No, no, no. There's no way. Can that be overturned? I don't have any more challenges. Oh, do I? Come on. He was down or something. Find something there, please. Oh, there's no chance. I've never seen a quarterback so bad for almost an 80 rated quarterback. Like, how is an 80 rated quarterback so much worse than a 63 rated quarterback? We'll do everything we can, man. If we can prevent them from getting yards, this is not a gimme field goal. We could still get this to overtime. Oh, psych. What a... Can't swear in this content. What a effing terrible job. Terrible, horrific job by defense there. That just cost us. Defense played so well in this second half. No timeouts. He's at home. He's not going to miss this. There we go, fellas. There's our trap game. At the exact... We had a lot of wins last year. This time last year, we might have been literally the same record. And then we snowballed. Is this... As we get into the tough part of the CUSA schedule. I mean, it's bedtime for me. I'm hoping I come up tomorrow. We can start fresh. But... You know, needs to be said. Last year, the vibes were that of... You know... Our team kind of... peaked, kind of fell apart at this area of the season, and it's like now it's like, well, our running back's been terrifyingly good, and then now he's just with wear and tear, he's playing a part, but not nearly as efficient as he once was. Johnson at least had a good showing here, 90 yards on the day, but his touchdown streak ended, and defensively we're really good in the first half, and I mean we're just not getting enough production from anybody. All right, we are back. Week number 12. I'm fresh. I'm locked and loaded. You know, we ended, in terms of recording session, ended with a loss. But now I'm refreshed, retooled, and we go into a matchup. We lost last year in our first and only rivalry game against Kennesaw State. It certainly stung, you know, and I think with the context that we are getting into the tough portion of our CUSA matchups, and we failed the first matchup against Western Kentucky, there is just a lot of pressure on our squad to show up here. But this is a damn good team. Kennesaw State averages more yards per game, way more passing, even though obviously we know our offense is predominantly on the ground, and defensively, they're right in the ballpark. They're one of the best defenses in the CUSA. In every sense of the word, this is a get-right game that we need to get right. There we go. There we go, finally. Big run for Phillips. Get a touchdown here in the first half. Let's find a way. 1,500 yards. I don't know what the single season record is for Jax State, but I'd like to break it. First real good drive. Last time we had a somewhat decent drive. Stalled out. Oh, I threw a pick. Oh, luckily DB didn't get his head turned around on that one, but man, I don't know. I don't know how we find the pocket. Gotta trust that we will. We'll send DeAndre Johnson. Maybe we just chuck it up to the big dog here. There we go. Perfect time to have Hawkham by Pop Smoke come on the shuffle. Hawkham! Another big-time run. Open up the second half. Oh, come on. I think that actually puts him over 100 yards. It's been a minute. That's not been all him. But the team hasn't played as well. He's had some wear and tear. Hasn't been getting his full line share of snaps. There, that gives us a goal to go. Can we find the 6-foot? Well, we just got hit so hard by the top pass rusher on Kennesaw State that he got hurt. So that's kudos to the toughness of Ernest. Oh, look at that pancake. What a drive. And momentum with Jax State here in the second half. Oh, foot race. There we go. That's going to put him over 200 on the day for Phillips. Finally, we got a little bit of health back into our superstar running back. And he is unleashed in this rivalry game against Kennesaw State. Our get back from last year's L. But just look at that, man. Just get this guy in your dynasties. 2-star Georgia Bulldog, looking for a chance as a senior. Give him a chance. A little razzle-dazzle. Oh, and Hill is going to take it all the way for the dagger, putting a little seasoning on the rivalry win. Oh, my God, look at that. All right, we'll put a 40 bomb up. Sanu, who's going to be likely our feature running back next season, getting his touches, making them count this year. So there's how you bounce back. Rivalry game. You know, we just lost. Struggling. Worried that it was history repeating itself, losing to Western Kentucky, that we were going to kind of lose out this year. But, you know, the work we did in the transfer portal has ensured that that was not going to happen. We've added and raised the floor of this program to a level that, you know, it is expected that we could bounce back in matchups like this. Quarterback, Mr. Ernest, 2 touchdowns, no pick. The run game back on point. 219, 2 touchdowns for Dwight Phillips. Sanu also finding the end zone. Over 100 yards for Destin Hill. We had our touchdown by DeAndre Johnson. Defensively, we did get a big pick. Jace Arnold with an INT in this one. We did get a sack as well. The defense is just finding a way to get off the field. Defense, that's kind of another good thing. We're not making a lot of exciting plays, so it's kind of good that it's always out of sight, out of mind right now. Get another one in the books. Out of curiosity, Troy Maine Pope. Just under 1,800 rushing yards in 2015. 29 touchdowns by DeMar. Okay, we're not breaking that. But I think the yards are definitely going to be attainable. 29 touchdowns to market. What happened there? Go to the final game of the regular season. We have Jax State against Middle Tennessee State. Now, Middle Tennessee 5-6, below 500, but they're above 500 in conference play at home. Nothing to play for. This is just your classic spoiler matchup. Like, it is us and FIU in the conference championship. Nothing about this week will determine that. But if we win and maybe FIU slips up, we get that number 1 seed. It always feels a little bit better when you're the number 1 seed. But out of all the games that have a trap, like, this is the most trap game I've probably seen in my whole time playing college football 27. Also, as you can see right there, Phillips is still on the Heisman shortlist. Let's see if maybe we can move him up that list a little bit this week. Another big-time 200-yard performance, maybe a couple more touchdowns. Dude, sometimes you're just faster. And that's all that you need. If I could bring something of my personal play style to Jax State is speed kills. That's why. Oh, he's got again. He's got again. It's one-on-one with a D lineman. I don't even need to juke. You just turn. Human joystick, platinum. He throws it to the one fan there. These guys in overalls can't believe it. What are these, minions? All right, now here's kind of, we're starting to feel pretty good. 4th and 3. Can we be aggressive? Can we flex our muscles a little bit? Kind of wanted. We go to Destin Hill. The aggressiveness pays off. He is gone. Terrible angle there made by the safety, but Hill also has, 94 speed, 93 speed in that area code. I'm going to tell you one thing. You know, it's very clear we're going to go into this offseason, this portal, wanting to go get another quarterback. But for the most part, like Hill, we shouldn't be at any risk of losing Hill anytime soon. And I mean Ernest. We're not going to be at risk of losing Ernest. So like he's going to be a nice emergency quarterback to have stashed. So like his rating's never going to be great. But if we go out and swing on another quarterback that doesn't work out, like we feel somewhat optimistic. We got to rely on Ernest. Oh, he's got to get. Oh man, he's so twitched up. This guy's on the purple app. He's so twitched up right now. He knows the record's in sight. He knows the invite to New York is in sight. I think, again, he's a senior. If he wasn't a senior, I might have a little bit more caution to, like, you know, there's career wear and tear in this game. He's done with college. He's going to go get a job at, you know, I'm not going to disrespect him and do the old class. Oh, he's going to be working at Enterprise Rent-A-Car. This guy is going somewhere. How I'd like to bring him back as our running back, or like our strength and conditioning coach. Try to teach that speed to the rest of the team. There's no way. I hate that. Yeah, that was a super play by that linebacker. I'll leave that at that. And we are like choking. Okay, run the ball. My fault. My fault. Trying to get a little bit of momentum with the passing game. Run the ball 4 times every down and distance. It's just runs from here on out. My bad. My bad. We'll just give, you know, my bad. Comes back again. 6'8". How do you stop it? We'll get DeAndre Johnson into the end zone again, running the score up. Trying our best to make Ernest's final stat line look a little bit better than what it was. It might have felt like a trap game, ends up being the furthest thing from it. 58-28. Jax State goes into the CUSA Championship matchup with the hottest running back in the nation and all the confidence to, at bare minimum, there's no way we finish this season without improving the one-star prestige of this program. Raise all that up. Quarterbacks finding somewhat of room. Got cut down on the turnovers. But again, we know what our quarterback is. We know that we have a 63 rated quarterback. The fact that we are still at least getting the positive output, I think, is a big thing. But also when you have this much of a threat running the ball, where he's just literally, 7 to 8 minimum speed faster than everybody in the CUSA. It's not fair. It's a little cheat code. Hill goes over 100 yards. Johnson, 73 yards. 2 touchdowns. Love seeing that. Defensively, get a couple pressures. Wesley Gross, one of our top true freshmen. And we get the pick there from Colin Gill. It's actually kind of hard to believe we haven't broken any records to this point with Dwight Phillips. And with that performance, we have broke the single game rushing yard record. And we get the Jax State single season rushing yards record. Plus, they count championship. They count the bowl game. We're probably going to set a number that we'll never be able to break. Give him another one. You got to run a room on that shelf for all these awards he's won this year. It was a foregone conclusion. We knew our matchup. Now it's, how are we going to go do it? How are we going to ensure that we can be CUSA champions this year? FIU is a damn good team. So a lot to digest here before the CUSA Championship. FIU 9-3. We finished with a tie record and somehow we leapfrogged them. So it does feel pretty good that we end up the #1 team in the CUSA just from a, pound your test, be braggadocious type vibes. Both these teams are, look, their running back is really good. And in a normal year, 1,200 yards, 10 touchdowns for a CUSA running back, that's a problem. But when we have Dwight Phillips Jr., 2,000 yards and 23 rush touchdowns, when you have a player that, all right, conference standings look good, but when you have a player from Jax State that is right there in the Heisman, right behind Nico, feeling pretty good. I don't think we're going to catch Nico. We looked mid-season. Nico's stats were absurd. He literally was the second leading rusher next to Phillips as a quarterback, and he had really good passing numbers. But let's just see. Phillips, I think we combine his rushing and receiving. We'll give him 2,200 yards, 24 touchdowns. I think Nico's going to have the most video game numbers you'll probably ever see if I had to guess. Let's see. So Nico went for 3,700 yards, 34 touchdowns, and 6 picks. So that's a pretty good year passing. And then you throw the fact that he went over 1,000 yards rushing with 10 touchdowns. 4,000 yards, 44 touchdowns. That's going to be tough to beat. And, you know, this is a big game. We're going back, taking the headset, both sides of the ball. We got to earn our first CUSA Championship. You know what, with this match, I'm going to concede. I'm going to let FIU wear the Vice alternates, and we'll go white jerseys. You know what, this being the case, might be a good time to try our first little whiteout crowd pattern here for the home game. But here we go, man. I felt like last year we should have been in the CUSA Championship, but the season snowballed. This year we started just as hot. Looked as impressive against some of the big dogs in our schedule, but we did not implode this season. I'd like to think that was the investments that we made in the transfer portal. And we're playing mind games. We're going to let FIU wear the most swagged out jerseys maybe in all of college football. And make them like, why are they giving us this confidence? Because it's a whiteout. And look at that. We're used to playing CUSA games with 50 people in the stands. This place is packed to the rafters. All right, we get ourselves a 3rd and 3 at midfield. This could be a little flick of the wrist to Phillips. Move the chain type play. Took too long, man. It teared up pressure. O-line. Coach wants to go for it. I like this tone that has been set by our coach. There we go. Mason Mitty, the tight end. He's been such an underrated. He's been our go-to second target after Johnson. All right, same kind of vibes. 3rd and 9. We're going to look at maybe the running back. There's no safety deep on Johnson's side. That could be mano-a-mano if the O-line can hold up. Got to try him. Oh, come on. Hands got on it. Can't bring it down. 4th and 9, 55. When you have the confidence that we have in our kicker, this is very makeable at home. I mean, what a weapon, dude. I'm going to be honest. Kicker's something we need. I might have to invest some NIL on a kick. I like having a reliable kicker. And with the way that our defense plays, we're going to need that element to our offense. Here we go. We got him to 3rd and long on our opening defensive drive. Let's get confidence from me. I want confidence. Look at our stadium pulse. These people are making it a nightmare for FIU. Fowler wins on the inside, but it's a wide open down the seam. Lapse in judgment. And oh no, they're a no huddle. Hurry up offense. Which makes me despise when we play against Auburn every year. Uh-oh. Oh. Okay. All right. That's my bad. That's my bad. We handed over the headset on defense. We weren't going to walk right back in and, you know. That guy just vanished. Do they have Ghost playing for FIU? JoJo Stone? You know what? There's the elephant in the room is this eventually going to come down to the fact that I'm trying to do all these things. I'm trying to captain what is the best roster in this USA, but I have a 60-some rated quarterback. Is that ever going to rear up its ugly head when we come up against a team that's like, Joey, what you got? And that's kind of here. I'm going to look. We want to try to remain aggressive. And that was such an obvious, we're going to do this. Oh, into I mean, we got to go with those aggressive plays. We're at home. We got to get the crowd back in it. Go for it. Come on, man. Why is my O-line, their play decays like they're not brushing their teeth all season long. And now they got bad. Dude, where are my steamboats? Blitz. 3rd and 6. I'll be honest. If it's a point of salvaging, I might give up the headset at halftime. Can't go any earlier than that. I have to at least, you know, rent's due. Rent is due. There we go. We got a nice little play. Mark Woods, been our best DB this whole series. Oh my God, we got him. Simple A grab over the middle. And that takes us goal to go. See if we can get Phillips here to punch this one in. Uh-oh, injury timeout. No, it's not. It's not him. Oh, it is him. No! Luckily, we do have 250-pound jackhammer that can come in and hopefully, do the job till we can get Phillips back out there. Great drive. Gotta have it drive for Jax State. Rocks the baby. Get the crowd back in this game. Bruised ribs. Get back in there. I do think, in terms of context, winning the champion, this is our biggest game. Our bowl game will be what it is. This is the big final win. We need to win. Come on, defense. Let's get a play here. Big sack. Get that stadium pulse. Red line in it. Oh, we get pressure. Get this QB here in footsteps. Let's keep the blitz up. There we go. Is what he did on third down. Make noise. Oh, and it is. Oh, you just can't have that. We have too much relative money spent in our secondary to be let down like that. I'll tell you what, FIU is a great quarterback. That was a quarterback a lot of you guys told me to look for in the portal if he was going to hit. J.J. Cole, I think he's an App State transfer. He's 6'7" with like 94 throw power. This is the best arm in the CUSA. I like this. This game truly does feel like the two best teams are meeting to determine who actually the best one is. Oh, it's starting to rain. It's going to be high hit stick territory. See if we can get a fumble. No. At least we got a game here, man. I like blowing teams out, but every now and again, you need a game. And that's what we got. There we go, Sano. I mean, the reality is we're not winning the Heisman. Nico has that locked up. So at this point, it's, we got to do what helps us win this game, and probably not having Phillips up there with like -7 speed because of his wear and tear. There we go. Let's go. Give him a little power, a little smash mouth in their face football. Punch that in. Get tackled. It doesn't matter. Go ahead. Look, score. Let's not give up this lead for the rest of the second half, and I think good things will happen for your little John Madden analysis right there. Oh, eat that one alive. Linebacker gets home. Burgott. Beautiful 3rd and 5. I mean, this is now get off the field territory, fellas. We cannot let them convert this. This is where we put and keep our foot on their throats. There's no way they get this run in the football. There we go. A huge collision. Brings up 4th and 3. Real deep in their territory. Defense does their job. That's a bad drop, man. Real bad drop. Fumble! Ball's up! I think that is now... I probably have 10 fumbles forced and 10 drop picks in my 2 seasons playing. Like, every one of them is just the most frustrating thing you'll ever see. How have we never recovered a fumble this whole series? Another one! Oh, we got one! We spoke it into existence! There is football karma. And here we go. Phillips finds. That's a needless hit. But Phillips finds the end zone, trying his best at less than 100% to get us our championship and get him a Heisman Trophy. Oh, there we go. We got Yellow Wolf just came up on the shuffle. I think he's Alabama, right? Come on. He's a statue back there. Get home. We're getting a game-winning sack right here. 3rd down, 4th down, sack, fumble. Something is going to happen. Go! Woo! Arnold! Jace Arnold! I think we stole him from Sam Houston. That was us poaching some of the best USA had to offer. And that should do it, fellas. That is my, 2nd pick, 3rd pick of the series. What better time? Look at this. Give me that. Just hawked them. We got this. We can get into victory formation. It might not have been a 400-yard performance that we wanted to see. But in year 2, after snowballing and being terrible at the end of year 1, year 2, Jax State, CUSA champions. 24-17. Credit to FIU for making a game out of this. But now they just look cool as they lose. That's all they leave this game is. And for us, this is the first real big building block. I don't see how we can't at least get a half-star prestige off of this, if not get the full star, if we can go on and win a bowl game. But these guys earned it with a 63 overall quarterback. So we have a bunch of seniors busting their butts off to get us this championship. But this Dynasty Challenge doesn't end, doesn't peak by winning the CUSA Championship. We are trying to make this team into a national champion. But it's all about building blocks. And the fact that we got this far with a 63 rated quarterback, what if we could find a stud in the portalette? Sanu came in, did a great job, 2 touchdowns, got 93 and a touchdown for Phillips. Pass game was not really where we want it to be, but defensively, we got a couple sacks and a huge game ball performance. Jace Arnold with that pick. And just seeing it right in front of your face feels even better. Let's go. Absolutely, Jace Arnold deserved that. You know what? Going to the bowl game, we got 20 points here on Ernest, which to me is like, he's not going to, unless the portal goes terribly for us, he is not going to play a whole lot. So there's what better time than now to kind of spend as many points as we can to buff his rating out and give him what could be his final send-off here for a hell of a job in year 2. I thought we were done and dusted when I saw the quarterback room, and the 2-star QB really bailed us out. And I know it's not probably going to go the way we would dream of it going, but I think to at least sit back and enjoy the hard work and watch a Jax State football player attend the Heisman Memorial Trophy ceremony. It's going to be very tough to beat that man right there. Nico Iamaleava. Great story. Crashed out at Tennessee. Went to UCLA, ended up going across the street to USC. Great season. Malik Reed had a great season for Texas A&M. Great quarterbacks. We know it's tough to beat quarterbacks. We got Van Drevis Jacobs here, 20 touchdowns, 1,100 yards. Come on, this is not what the people came here to see. Come on. Let's go. And if it not anything, that should, there should be some sort of value in how your team's reputation is in the transfer portal. Like, I think there's going to be many eyes of seniors or juniors, soon to be seniors, hitting the transfer portal that just want an opportunity. Guys from big programs that are like, give me 1 year. Give me 1 year to see how far I can take my career. We just took Phillips from like RB6 on Georgia. So like, that guy's one of the hottest running backs. He should be one of the top picks, even with his knee size, come NFL draft time. The fact that he went from special team depth guy at Georgia to a Heisman finalist in 1 year with an opportunity, that should aid our reputation, I think. I think there should be a lot of players that are taking note of what you could achieve here. But Nico's season was absurd. I'll be honest. Out of all the years I've done, out of all the sims, that might single-handedly be the craziest sim season from a dual-threat quarterback that I've seen. And no shame. Happy to send a player there. And hopefully it won't be the last time a Jax State player attends a Heisman ceremony. We do bring home some hardware. Dwight Phillips is the Doak Walker Award winner. 2,100 yards, Very much deserved. I think we should get kicker of the year too, but we are back in the New Orleans Bowl against Southern Miss. Let's finish this season out strong. Not to disrespect my team, but I also think in terms of like it, I don't want to say this year felt easier, but it did in a way, right? And still, in terms of like you would assume we'd just be all first team CUSA. Phillips, Diaby, Atchison, and we had no one on defense. Our kicker are the only first team All-Americans from Jax State. Now when you go to the second team, DeAndre Johnson, second team. We get Holmes, we get Johnson at tackle, a couple linemen there, but you know, far from us, you know, just running up all the awards and accolades. Ernest is freshman All-American. Get a couple of our depth guys. Colin McDonald, deservedly so. Our two top D linemen getting freshman All-American in the conference as well. Nice to see. Let's go finish this thing off with a bowl game victory. Do everything in our power to increase the prestige of our school, which is the baby steps we need to build this foundation up right now so we can go on and win that national title. And it's been a great drive, and it is capped off with another touchdown on the historic season of Phillips. I'm just gonna, you guys gonna have to do that again for me. They don't house this one. Phillips just so fast, can do it all. There we go. Man, Johnson has been checked out for a better part of a month. I don't know if his agent got in his ear, but the amount of focus drops he's had has been brutal. And it also does help that our offensive line also seemingly got the same information. You know, I don't really think this bowl game was going to have much impact on whether or not we'd go up prestige or not, but our team is checked out. This is brutal. All right, defense did their job. Southern Miss got the ball to start the second half. We're able to force a punt. Still a 7-point deficit. Let's tie it up this drive. Oh, here we go. Oh, what a block by Johnson. He's clocked back in. Halftime speech worked when your wide receivers are throwing. That was a touchdown block by DeAndre Johnson, putting good tape on film. Would he be a guy maybe has to convert to tight end at the NFL level? Either way, let's go. What a drive. Ooh. Interception by the defense. Gill. Oh, let's put this thing away. Team woke up. Coach Kelly, what a speech at halftime. Second and goal. Let's see if we maybe can get. I want to give him to Johnson here. There you go. That's what he does. If that's going to be his final play, final big touchdown. What a play. What a grab. Style points. Something you'd see straight out of NFL Street. DeAndre Johnson. We'll never forget you. Oh my God. So unnecessary, but also super necessary. Let's go, DeAndre. This is kind of like Mbappe winning the scoring title in the third place game, but having for Johnson to have a game like this. Cap off, you know, he's the first true superstar of this series. As hopefully becomes as high of a draft. I mean, could it be second round, third? I mean, he's probably going to be fourth or fifth round if I had to guess, but he's going to the show. Hey, there we go, man. What a way to finish out the year. Two superstar seniors leaving the best reminder possible for their legacy. And there we go, Jax State not only are CUSA champions, but they are New Orleans Bowl champions, 45-24. But there's going to be not a lot of time to enjoy this one, as we have got to get ready for a portal and take that next step as a dynasty, as a football program next season. But we've done everything. This group of seniors and this two-star freshman quarterback have answered the call when they needed to. We will not forget where we were at the beginning. These guys were impactful. Yes, you know, maybe Ernest will never see the field again. But, hey, shout out to moving the football. 233 yards, 4 touchdowns for Phillips. We finished with DeAndre Johnson, 5 catches, 113, and another 2 touchdowns. Thanks again, fellas. We also secured our second of 380 expectations, so that's going to be another $50 in the old NIL fund. Why not one last player of the week performance for Dwight Phillips? Now to recap year 2. Shout out to Tennessee for winning the national championship in an all-timer 45-44 over the #1 Texas A&M Aggies. For our final season stats, Tristan Ernest. I spent his points just because I figured, why not? He's not going to play next year. Up to a 69. Nice. 2,200 yards, 22 touchdowns. We had 10 passing touchdowns with Caden Creel last year. So to double that, even with the interceptions, it's not a great season by any means. I like to look at it like he facilitated the passing game to kind of, you know, have decent numbers there. 2,300 yards, 28 touchdowns for Dwight Phillips, and we still didn't set or break the Jax State single-season rushing touchdown record. So kudos to, you know, the guy that is an insane stat line. You know, even with the big final game, couldn't get 1,000 yards for DeAndre Johnson. Again, we operated with a 2-star sub-65 rated quarterback for most of this season, but still, you know, almost 900 yards and 14 touchdowns is the kind of season you can be proud about. We got Hale, Mason, Minnie, we're solid. And then on the defensive side of the ball, Mark Woods, the junior. I'm going to probably have to drop some nice NIL to get him returned as a senior. He's been our most reliable DB this whole rebuild. I want to keep him in the building. 8 sacks, 12 TFLs for Jawan Campbell leading the team. Fowler, the freshman, with 5.5 sacks on 8 TFLs. Expecting a big year 2 from him. Gross, I mean, these are the 2 bell of the ball from our first recruiting class to be 2 and 3 in sacks and pass rush. Happy with that. INT numbers, certainly an area for improvement. I'm gonna kind of min-max our NIL here a little bit to give us as much budget as we can. So for Walker, I'm gonna take out all 50s NFL, and he might even still stay here. I would be curious if he does stay. I think I'm gonna move him to running back. I don't know about that, Lando. That's it. I love the Lando Guinea. 145 NIL for a guy that barely played this year. When we got Sano here, I'm good. The big worry in Mark Woods, I mean, he's on 5 NIL, and we bring it up to 10. He ain't going nowhere. I'm gonna be lying. I have way more players in the portal than I thought. We only have 4 persuasion attempts, so we gotta be smart with this. Fowler's the big one. I am shocked. He is our #1. Okay, I'm gonna go. That would have ruined the whole season if we lost Fowler. 3 more chances. I do like Billings, Bob Billings. He's played for us. Dang it. We could try Sims because there's a high chance there. Got Moran at quarterback. Not really worried about that. I mean, we'll go Fuhr at linebacker. Okay, not bad. 3 of 4. Keeping them out of the portal. Ooh, and if my eyes don't deceive me, it's a slow process. We are now 1.5 star. Prestige, gentlemen. Wow. DeAndre Johnson goes undrafted. That is just, I mean, hey, maybe we got to convert the tight end. We have Destin Hill and Mason Minnie heading to the NFL. But I find that really harsh that we didn't, you know, the running back, Phillips and DeAndre Johnson didn't get drafted. That's disappointing. I'm going to spend a little time here to try and figure out what's going to be the best course of action for the transfer portal. Again, I'm not going to take the fact that it's only 1 stars for the most part that are showing interest. Also, we do have Malachi Character. Terrible deal breaker, but a $0 3-star has a lot of interest. I don't think we can kind of stick our nose up at that. I'll save you guys a little bit of the depressing news, is that going through, and I spent almost an hour, which I think we might have spent longer in our live stream, but I was like, all right, we've got to have a couple guys that are interested. Like, we just won double-digit wins, conference championship, bowl game win. There are 2 players that are like a 3-star that we had any interest in. That is Malachi Character, so it's almost like I want to reward these guys. I'm going to go full 10, and we have a pretty good budget. 1,300 NIL is looking pretty good. And there's a couple other players like I'm somewhat familiar with. Manley Pacheco actually got a pick against us. We have Ben Minich, who's one of the fastest players in the game at launch. I believe he's Notre Dame. or was once upon Notre Dame. Tavion Wallace, I know for a fact, is one of the faster linebackers in the game, so we'll give him, obviously, a full 10. He could be a great choice as a future user. And the good news is that these guys are zeros, but it was like one of those things, like, I finally had NIL budget, but our budget doesn't really match our recruiting hours. You know what I'm saying? Like, we could go after a guy that beat, like, 100 points if we wanted to. I don't have the hours, though, to cast the wide net. That looks pretty good. So, outside of that, we got Amir Jackson, who I know of as a Florida Gator. Like, he's actually a pretty good tight end. For a lot of these players, though, I was just kind of going off playing time. You had A+, B+, unless it wasn't like a dire position of need. A+, B+, that took quite a bit of time. Sometimes that's what you got to do when you're trying to ball on a budget. But 2 players. We have Malachi Character, where is number 2. Number 1 is Duke, but we have a better pipeline, so I feel pretty good about that, and we do need a linebacker. And then we have a quarterback down here, and I had to go back. Daniel Casey at quarterback. See playing time. It's a playing time deal breaker, which is not too bad. He's 25 NIL, and I think this is one of those ones where it's like, I kind of want to break the budget. I went back. I recorded, what was it, probably after the first month of the season, I looked at all the quarterbacks that had like 93 throw power plus. And I cross-referenced that with the available quarterbacks, and one was Daniel Casey. Now, we're on the outside looking in. We have to make an absolute splash here. Like, I have to go 50. Like, this is going to be our swing at quarterback. We may not even get it, because I'm looking at Boise State has a really good pipeline, Oregon State, Fresno State. This could be tough, but this is what you got to do. At least for the early stage. If not, maybe we can go find a 2-star transfer portal quarterback. But if I'm going to swing, I think Daniel Casey has a chance. There was no other player that hit the portal that was under 150 that I even acknowledged early in the year when I was sorting my throw power. And he might not even be that good outside of throw power, but it's kind of something we've been locking. But yeah, most of the class is 2-stars still, which was definitely a little bit disappointing based on the success we've had already. But if there's one thing we can learn from last year's recruiting class, is that 2-stars can still be pretty damn good. And we get the quarterback. That's the big one. After the year that we just had, not really hitting on the quarterback. At least we know we have a quarterback with throw power. The rest of it, the skill caps, it is what it is. Daniel Casey commits to Jax State. That is a big win. Everything else is still up in the air, but at least we get 50 hours back. I kind of want to use this the big reaction, but we did, again, just disappointing. I got Towns Magoo from Alabama to be my goddamn kicker. We'll get a 3-star. Pretty much any 3-star, I guess, is what we could celebrate. We got Lawrence Grigsby at strong safety. We got the speed Ben Minich, who, could probably play a couple different spots. But I'm really, really thought that 2-stars are good. 2-stars are great. I thought we'd have more opportunities at 3s. We got Jace McCallum, a 3-star. Cedric Works, but he's a productive pass rusher. Again, some 2-stars are good. I don't want to dog them. We just made the improvements that we did year 1 to year 2, primarily on the back of 2-star transfer portal gets. But it's 2-star good 2-star transfer portal gets are just 1-year rentals. That is not the most sustainable. That's why we have to go 35 total targets here, because we had so many seniors. And we had to, unfortunately, kind of fill our recruiting board up here with as many 2-stars as we could get. But we missed out on Reader. Missed out on a safety there and shorter. Those are kind of just making up the numbers type player. But hey, level 29 for Coach Kelly. Let's get a little recap here of our recruiting class. Finished nationally with the 84th class, which is probably in line with where we were a year ago, which again is kind of highlights my disappointment a little bit. Let's take a look at the players that we landed. See maybe if we stole a couple dev traits. Obviously, I don't really care about the dev traits on our juniors, but Murray Gaines comes in impact. We get Alex Ball, a freshman on normal. Lamb, a junior on normal. Peely, a freshman on impact. Okay, I'll take a 2-star freshman impact dev. We got Johnson coming in. We got Jet Toussaint. We got Amir Jackson, star dev trait, but a junior. Coming over from the Florida Gators. Impact on Carroll is going to be a rental. We got an impact on Works, who's going to be a rental. We got a normal on Bushy Farmer. Tavion Wallace is a known. Like, he was one of the guys. Him and Ben Minich, probably the two that, outside of the quarterback that I heard of coming into the portal. I was like, all right, let's go get them. He's going to be a great user, very, very fast player. Minich comes in, impact dev. We got Magoo. Now look at our 3 stars. LJ Prudhomme, a sophomore impact dev. We get McCollum, a freshman on normal. Grigsby, the freshman, comes in impact dev, so that's actually a really nice get for us. And Casey, a quarterback star dev. 6'4", 194. Now he's a pocket passer. We know he has throw power. I didn't really, on the little segment where I sorted by, I didn't really look at the rest of the stats. Don't know what his skill caps are, but dev trait check. He comes in as a sophomore. Might be able to get 3 years out of him, but that could potentially, that height could be rendered irrelevant if the skill caps aren't great. Now looking at our actual recruiting class. Okay, great. Starting with a normal dev on Tim Hall. Ralph Wright comes in, big-time speedster at 6'1", 95 speed, 93 acceleration. Does only have 66 catching, so a little bit of a project player. Doesn't have the dev trait to complement it. Jimmy Madsen, normal dev. Come on. Normal on Tucker. Normal on Glashin. Normal on Courtney Hull. Impact on Keontae Denmark. I'll take that. We got normal on the tackle. Stockton, normal dev. I mean, these are 2 stars. I'm not going to get too excited. A lot of these guys, I straight up put them on my board because of the playing time grade. Now into our 3s. Marcus Bickler, the 3-star gem impact dev. That's a little bit of a wet fart. 6'2", 94 speed, 94 acceleration. His stats actually look very, very good. Dev trait, kind of a wet fart. We get Jalen at Theodore. Elite dev running back award. He might not be a running back. I don't know yet. Elite dev trait on a 3-star. Let's freaking go. But at 5'11", 232, I talked about when we were recruiting him. Maybe he's a running back. Maybe this is a guy you move on the defensive side of the ball. We will have to see. He is an athlete. But the elite dev trait, that is our first in 2 recruiting classes, which, Jax State, that's a pretty good hit rate. For my personal standards, I like to think that I'm come to drafting and recruiting in these games. I'm in the upper echelon, not my... I can't brag about my hit rate, unfortunately. Dejanette comes in, star dev, the linebacker. Really excited about him, even though he's a little bit undersized at 6'2", 200 pounds, 86 speed, 95 acceleration, 80 zone coverage. The guy, honestly, he might be a better safety, but I'm kind of thinking sub-linebacker role. And then we get Miles McClatcher, the 6'3", 96 speed corner on an impact draft. So a star and an elite. And then we kind of direct all of our attention to the quarterback. Is this the quarterback of the future? Daniel Casey, stealing him away from Iowa on his 50 NIL. I feel better about Daniel Casey than I do about Terry Walker, the quarterback we got last year. I'm not going to lie. I'm not even going to make you guys wait. We got to look. Daniel Casey, right away before I do position changes, before I go to training camp. We know he has the dev trait. What do we have under the hood for this quarterback? 3-star, star dev trait, skill caps. Oh, no. He does have 95 throw power. Yes. It is maxed out. I'm fine with that. 95 is enough. But I only have 2 skill caps for accuracy, which again, that is going to be a playable quarterback. Don't get me wrong. But it's not necessarily the Shaq attack, slam dunk, shatter the backboard. Because, I will be able to upgrade his IQ and his play action and awareness, kind of beef his rating up a little bit. But it's not going to be practical ratings for us when we get on the sticks. I am hoping, though, maybe we get at least 12 points from training camp so that we can max out his accuracy, and I might bring him up to like a 75. That's still lower than what Caden Creel was when we started this dynasty. I will say regarding to Terry Walker, I said he looked like he'd be a better running back than anything, and he's an 80 rated running back. Let's go. Move you there. Then it comes down to our elite dev athlete. And looking at the positions, I was expecting running back to be significantly lower, even though we recruited him as a running back at 5'11", 232. I was thinking linebacker, but edge rusher's right up there, man. 72 block shed, 93 acceleration. That's kind of the position. The elite acceleration is either, in my opinion, pass rush or running back. And the fact that he does not have that good getaway, pull away speed, I'm thinking, man, we might have an elite dev pass rusher on our hands. Just kind of looking quickly. So he's a 75 rated pass rusher. Obviously, the 93 acceleration. Agility's good. Strength at 84, so that is awesome. That would be one of the areas. But then it's all right, 62 power, 68 finesse, 72 block shed. His tackle hit power, pursuit. His zone coverage at 75 might, again, that's kind of where you're all right, you're giving up a little bit, because he might be better suited for a linebacker role. I'm just going to hope that this guy has, unbelievable skill caps, which, with that dev trait, I'm optimistic. One of our big 3-star transfer rule gets Lawrence Grigsby. I was all right, 36 points to spend. He's 72. How high can we get him? no, not good. Take a look at a couple big gainers from training camp. Marlon Ussery was one of the three stars that we got in our first recruiting class. And the thing that made him so good is that he had unlimited skill caps for his man coverage. To go on top of the fact that, yes, there's no skill caps for quickness, but 94 speed, 96 acceleration are going to work with that. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm investing all of these points into man coverage, and we will unlock abilities as we can afford them. He's up to a 78 rated, one of our best corners, and he's a homegrown corner. Speaking of the belle of our ball of our recruiting class of year one, Gabe Fowler was, without a doubt, the number one. And I think for me, we kind of want this guy with his unlimited pass rushing skill caps. I mean, 88 strength is great. Could be faster, but he's a D tackle. So it's kind of like, I'm fine at this point just making him the best pass rusher possible. Did feel like there were point in times that we could not get off blocks. There we go on third down. Let's get pocket disruptor. I don't even know if that's good, to be honest with you. Anytime I see an upgrade, we are going to go after. Maybe we'll do a little modest and get some of that block shed up as well. And then we can hit him with, I guess, inside disruptor. And 3 remaining points will go right into IQ. And Gabe Fowler, year 2, freshman All-American, 85 rated. Coach Kelly gets these offensive line, these hogs, develop in the offseason. Kyle McDonald, our freshman, that was kind of like the surprise. I didn't have great vibes. It was kind of a last-ditch effort signing, second wave signing. He gets 69 points here at guard. My question is, what's his size? 6'6", 270. Like, that could be a tackle. This could be a guy that like we may be able to pencil in as a future tackle for us. That's a little small to be a guard, in my opinion. Maybe you can get by with it here in... Oh, I definitely want to... We're not going to change our identity. We are going to run the football like crazy. So we'll take a couple upgrades there. We'll go 7 in pass block. Let's just put... I think as a plan could be to eventually kick him out to maybe right tackle. Let's work on his pass blocking a little bit. We got Terry Walker moved full-time at running backs in 82. We got Jordan Savage, who was our big change of pace, and maybe the closest thing to Phillips we have on the roster. I'm absolutely down to have the revival of Jordan Savage again, because he had redshirted last year, didn't play any, so we kind of saved a year. That was the smartest outcase. But we have Sano, who is probably penciled in right now to be our day one, and we're going to spend the big 20 points, because now that brings him to 91 speed, 93 acceleration at 250 pounds. I'd love to get armbar locked up. So what's... I mean, that's going to be power. That's a... Ooh. There's an update. A title update is coming. And it's supposedly to make these things a little bit more affordable. Ooh, his awareness is pretty low. Might have to just help beef up his rating a little bit. We'll go 3 points there. 82. And then, yeah, we'll get one more. 2 plus 2 to his carrying, 83. But the cool thing is that year 3 of this Dynasty Rebuild is going to be post-title update. So hopefully we get some nice quality of life improvements. And the number one, all eyes, all in on training camp player is Daniel Casey at quarterback, 49 points. And with that, we are going to max out his accuracy with 12 of those. So that brings him up to a 75. As far as physicals, I mean, I don't really do that a lot, but how about resist pressure from the pocket? And we can go on dime. I feel like those are worth the investing just to kind of get those abilities off the ground. Outside of that, again, like there's no reason to ever invest in quickness. Elusiveness for the break sack, sure. But I think right now we're probably just, trying to pad the stats, awareness. It is what it is, but at least we get his play action up a little bit. I don't know, maybe that's my thing. I say play action just doesn't work on Heisman, but maybe the reality is I just have quarterbacks that have terrible play action. So we'll bring that up. He's now an 80 rated as a redshirt freshman. While there's not a whole lot more meat on the bone in terms of development, he probably would cap out as like an 81, 82. That's good enough to win at Jax State. So there you go, fellas. That will do it for episode 2 of our Jax State Dynasty Rebuild Challenge here in College Football 27. Appreciate the support. Thank you guys very much for hanging out with me here today. I have been dropping some Madden 27 content on the channel. In case you've missed it, we dropped our first Madden 27 rebuild of the Pittsburgh Steelers, and now it's time. We're getting to that point of the summer, late summer, where I got to balance Madden 27 and College Football 27, but I think College Football 27, especially on the PC side of things with all the stuff we got going on is in a great spot to really carry its own and hold its own for my desire to play it. I'm thinking right now, if I upload all 7 days in a given week, which is the target, it's probably going to be a 4 Madden, 3 to college football. But I think that's a pretty good balance. And I'm going to go and do what you guys want to see. If you want to see a little bit more Madden, we end up playing more Madden. If you guys want to see a little bit more college football, you decide what I play. But Jax State Year 3 is coming up. And I can't guarantee that Year 3 will be streamed and then we'll make it into a video. But I promise Year 3 or Year 4, one of those two will be a full stream. I'll commit 2 to 3 nights to solely get through Jax State. But I'm probably leaning towards Episode 3 being another offline season. And then, because let's be honest, Episode 3 we're going to have it. And Episode 4 we're going to have it. We're not there yet to win the national championship, I don't think. And then I think Year 4 will be, a live stream, and I'll come hang out with you sickos and play a little Jax State Dynasty. So thank you guys very much for watching. If you're first time stopping by, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. Check out the Jax State Dynasty challenges and pin comment below. And until next time, it's your boy C4 saying peace out, love ya. Have a good one.